All right, let's dive in and break down India's huge new data law, the Digital Personal Data Protection Act, or as you'll hear it called, the DPDPA. This is a real game changer for how your personal info is handled online, and we're going to walk through exactly what it means for you.
You know that feeling, right? You sign up for one newsletter, and suddenly your inbox is flooded with ads, and your phone is buzzing with texts from companies you've never even heard of. Where is all that data going?
Well, India finally has an official answer to that question. It's the Digital Personal Data Protection Act, the DPDA. Honestly, the easiest way to think about it is as a brand new rulebook for our digital world. At its heart, this law, which came out in August 2023, lays down a really clear set of rules. The whole point is to give you way more control over your personal information when you share it with any organization.
And this image, it perfectly sums up the two sides of this coin. On one side, it gives you a shield to protect your data, and on the other, it puts the responsibility squarely on the shoulders of organizations to handle that data with some serious care. So, what exactly does this new rulebook cover? This is a really important distinction. The law is laser-focused on digital, personal data that's processed in India. So all those old paper records you see on the right, they're not part of this. It's all about the online world, which, let's be honest, is where most of our data lives and travels today.
Okay, this brings us to the really good stuff. Section 2 is all about your new rights. This is where the law really starts to tip the balance of power back in your favor.
Think of the DPDPA as handing you a brand new toolkit for your digital life. You now have the right to know exactly what info a company has on you, the right to get it fixed if it's wrong, the right to tell them to delete it, and, crucially, the right to file a complaint if they don't listen.
And the cornerstone of all these rights, it's all about consent. It is now more powerful than ever. We're talking no more hidden clauses in tiny print. Your consent has to be a clear, informed yes, and it has to be just as easy to take it back as it was to give it.
So, we've talked about your rights. Now let's flip the script and look at the other side. The new rules for organizations. What do they have to do now?
Well, the law lays down 7 golden rules they all have to follow. Things like purpose limitation, which means they can only use your data for the one reason they told you about. And data minimization, they can only collect what's absolutely necessary. And that last one, accountability, that ties it all together. It means they're responsible for proving they're following all the other rules.
And these aren't just vague ideas, right? They translate into real, solid actions. Businesses are now legally on the hook to be transparent, to get that clear consent we talked about, to protect your data, and, this is a big one, to tell you if something goes wrong.
And this is super important. The Act puts a special shield around our youngest digital citizens, anyone under the age of 18. Yeah, when it comes to kids under 18, the rules get really strict. Verifiable consent from a parent is now a must before their data can be touched. And crucially, companies are totally banned from tracking them or hitting them with targeted ads.
Okay, so rules are great, but what happens if someone breaks them? This is where we get to the teeth of the law, because a rulebook without enforcement is just, paper.
And believe me, this law has some serious teeth. The government has made it crystal clear that not following these rules is going to have some major consequences.
Get this, penalties for breaking the rules can be massive. We're talking up to 250 crore rupees. That's about 30 million US dollars. A number like that, it's guaranteed to get any company's attention.
Plus, they are on the clock. If there's a data breach, companies can't just sweep it under the rug. They have a strict 72-hour deadline to report it to the authorities and to you, the people who are actually affected.
So who's the referee in all this? A whole new authority has been set up, the Data Protection Board of India. They're the ones who will handle your complaints, investigate companies, and yes, hand out those huge penalties.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture. Why is this law such a big deal? Not just for you and me, but for India's entire digital future.
Now this is really interesting. Take a look at how India's law stacks up against global heavyweights like Europe's GDPR. You can see some key differences right away, like the digital-only focus and the higher age for protecting children's data. It shows that India really tailored this law for its own unique digital landscape. This law also brings India's digital economy right up to speed for global business. It sets clear rules for sharing data internationally, so data can move freely, but only to countries that the government puts on a whitelist. Basically, a list of trusted partners with strong security.
And for businesses, you might think this is all about avoiding those massive fines, but check this out. The biggest benefit here by far is building customer trust, and in today's world, that trust is like gold. It leads to more loyalty, a better reputation, the whole shebang.
So, at the end of the day, the DPDPA is so much more than just a piece of legislation. It's a fundamental power shift, putting the control of your digital identity firmly back where it belongs, in your hands. The real question now is, how will you use it?